No. If you want to say my belief is delusional, you need to challenge the reasons for my belief.
I didn't need to.
No. You can't call me delusional unless you've shown the reasons why I believe it. No. I'll say it against you. I know you didn't. I'm just saying you couldn't. Unless you can challenge my reasons. I'm holding it, isn't it?
We're getting to the reasons.
Yeah, the reasons are this. So why do I believe in a creator? I'll tell you why I believe in a creator. And again, I'm not trying to convince you of a creator, but I'm just trying to show you.
Enjoying the...
You can't say that. Alright, I'm going to make you believe in a creator now.
That would be great.
Alright. Do you believe everything that begins to exist requires a cause?
No.
Name something. No, we know. We don't know that it exists without cause. What's your proof? No. So what's your proof?
You said that I believe in something.
Do you know of anything that begins to exist without a cause?
It may not have a cause.
No, do you know of anything? I said no. No. You don't know anything. So everything we know that begins to exist without a cause. We can establish that basic principle. No, we know.
What we know, which is this universe.
You can't now have special feelings in the universe. Well, why are you going to So you can't say everything we know that begins to exist has a cause, but because I don't want to think about a cause in the universe, I'm going to use special pleading now, I'm going to apply a new case. Now what I'm saying to you is this, you can't apply a new standard. Either your standard is or it's not.
Everything we know.
Everything we know that begins to exist, everything we know that begins to exist requires a cause.
Appears to be so. Right. Although some people refute that.
Now, if someone refutes that, if they don't believe that, I'd like to hear their reasons for that. So, if I ask someone the question, do you believe everything that, or do you know that anything that begins to exist requires a cause, and they say no, then my next question has to be, name something.
Free will. A lot of people believe in free will because it seems self-evident.
You have to give me a reason for that.
Because it feels self-evident.
That's just subjective.
I know, of course.
So you can't stand on that.
Like that.
Well,
I'm not standing.
I've not said anything.
I don't believe in free will.
I've not said anything subjective. I've not said anything subjective. Have I said anything subjective as of right now?
You just did. You said that was subjective. You believe that free will. You said it's subjective.
No, but I didn't bring that as why I believe what I believe, did I?
No.
I'm not,
You did.
Right. So you said everything's subjective, and I said it's not.
I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
What did you say?
I couldn't say it was subjective because that statement is itself.
So what did you say then?
Objective. I can't remember. You
I said
me.
that's subjective, and you said everything's subjective. That's what you said.
No, I didn't.
Oh, maybe I
did. If I did, I apologise. That was incorrect.
That's fine, thank you. So everything I've said so far has been objective. Unless, of course, you could bring something against it. I don't mind you do.
I don't need to bring anything. It's incumbent upon you to prove it.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, I'll tell you why it's not.
Not within your world, but within
No, I'll
mine.
tell you why it's not incumbent on me to prove anything, because I'm not trying to prove anything to you.
No, not to me. I'm not saying you have to.
You just did.
No, I'm saying it will be incumbent upon you.
No, it's not.
No, you say.
I'll tell you why it's not incumbent on me. I'll tell you why it's not incumbent on me, because I'm not making any claims.
Well, we're not got them yet.
Well, I haven't made any claims yet, have I?
Creator.
I haven't made any claims yet, have I?
You said you believe in the creator.
That's a statement.
No.
If I say I believe in a creator,
Yeah.
first thing, if I say I believe in a creator, that's not a claim, it's a statement.
It's a claim you believe.
No, it's a statement.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Right. Second thing, I've never once said I'm going to prove God to you.
You just said I'm going to prove the creator. Anyway, don't worry about it.
No, I didn't.
You were joking.
No, I didn't say that either. What I said to you is this, I'm going to show you why you should believe in a creator. Okay. Now,
I'm all ears.
And if you have a counter to it, I'd love to hear it, because to be honest with you, the atheists so far that I've met
I don't need a counter.
melted.
I don't need a counter.
Alright, do you believe in the concept of the absolute truth?
I hadn't really thought about it. I don't think so.
Well, do you believe that's absolutely true what you just said?
Well, you said that's the old paradox.
Alright, well, let's do it the other way then. Do you believe man landed on the moon?
I assume so.
Alright, so let's make it easier. Proposition is man landed on the moon, yes? Right, either man landed on the moon or man didn't land on the moon, would you agree?
Yes, that's
right. Now, whatever you believe with regards to the reality, one of them is the reality. Sure. Yeah? Right. So when you said, why do I need to know? If God does exist, if a creator does exist, then you do need to know about God.
Why?
Because once you know your origin, then you've got to start thinking about your destination.
Why?
Okay. I'll explain it to you. Let's just go along the lines now that I've showed you a creator exists.
I'm not trying to be confrontational.
No, you can use confrontation as you like. I like confrontation. Okay. But if you're saying, why do I have to care what a creator says? All right. Because there's a creator, they sent a messenger to warn you to recognize him, worship him and follow his guidance, or there's going to be consequences for you. So if you don't care about a hellfire that may exist, then you're right, do as you like, mate. If you don't want guidance in your life, do as you like, mate. If you think you can get through this life without any troubles and choose the right decision every time,
you jumped a bit there.
Well, I'll tell you why I didn't. Because believing
Without
in it,
troubles.
I'll explain. No, I'll explain something. I'm talking about making decisions, making moves. Okay. You see, if you follow the teachings of Islam, you'll never be an alcoholic. No, I'm just giving an example. You'll never be a drug addict. You'll never be in debt to credit cards and mortgages and all of these things. Yeah? You're a good Muslim. You married?
No.
Have you been married?
No.
So you would be married by now, you'd have children. Who's going to take care of you in your old age? So you're going to be a lonely old man? Right, and that doesn't worry you?
A little.
It should do. Because you know these carers, they're not going to care about you, mate.
I know, I care for someone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, you might show care, but there are carers who don't care about it.
There are some people that are young that might.
No.
That's a separate issue.
There's a difference between people you think might care for you and your children to care for you. Because one of the fundamental teachings of Islam is that the children should take care of their parents in old age.
So there's a lot of good stuff there.
That's what I'm saying to you. So following that guidance, you'll be on that. So when you said, why should I care?
But I could follow that without needing to believe in the creator.
No, but the point here is this. This is not a subjective thing. We're talking about why should I believe in a creator? Well, you have a creator that knows you. This is my belief, obviously.
That's your belief.
Yeah, and I'm going to come to why I believe it, isn't it? But no, you've asked me why do I care? So I have to go there now, don't I? I have to keep going backwards.
I'm afraid you do.
I don't mind. Okay, why should you care about a creator? Because you have somebody that I believe created you and all human beings, and I believe that creator knows man better than he knows himself. And he knows what's good for man and he knows what's bad for man. And he will guide man the right way to avoid all the pitfalls in this jungle which we call life. Yeah? Okay. And inshallah, when we die, then we go to a better place. That's why you should care. Now, what you should do then is determine whether this is true or not. Should you believe it or not? So, now if this is true, what I'm saying to you, should you care? No, should you care if there is a hellfire? Should you care?
Yes.
Right, so that's why you should care. So what I'm going to show you now is why I believe there's a hellfire.
Yeah, that's the important bit.
Right. Well, we get there, don't worry. All right. Rewind. Okay, so where were we? Was that everything that we know begins to exist requires a cause? You concede that, yes?
Well,
not necessarily concede it, you just accept it.
Well, we don't know for certain, but yeah.
Right. Do you believe the universe began to exist?
Not necessarily.
You believe it didn't begin to exist?
We don't know.
No. Do you know? Well, we just said everything begins to exist requires a cause.
No, you did.
Oh, right, so you just accepted that?
No, I didn't.
You don't believe that everything begins to exist?
When I started to talk about things outside the universe, you didn't want me to do that.
Things we know of.
We don't know of it. That's a
no, but the things we do know of.
We don't.
All right. So right now, you don't believe the universe began to exist.
We don't know.
Yeah. Right. I believe the universe began to exist.
I know you do. Sorry.
I
can't say that.
All right. Okay. Well, let's make it easy now. I believe the universe began to exist. Is that an irrational position to hold?
It could be.
Prove it.
You're making assumptions about time. You know what the universe.
No. I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Right. So if you want to say my belief in a universe beginning to exist is delusional.
I didn't say it was delusional.
Right. If it's unreasonable,
it might be.
Prove it.
I don't need to prove it.
Well, it's a claim.
I don't need to.
Well, you're making the claim.
You're making it.
No, I'm saying my belief.
I know. Fine.
Okay, I'll make it easy for you.
Belief.
If I say,
what's that got to do with me?
Because you're asking me about my belief system.
No, I'm enjoying the conversation.
Right. Alhamdulillah. So I'm saying to you, if I believe the universe began to exist, what we're trying to establish here is my belief irrational or not, yeah?
Okay, that's what you want to do.
What we're trying to establish here then?
I was just enjoying the conversation. I wasn't really establishing anything. I threw questions at you.
Okay. What I'm going to do now, unfortunately, I'm just going to use you, alright? You don't mind, do you? Because you don't really care. But there are people watching who do care. And the people thinking like you, will actually think a little bit deeper than you, and actually do think about their old age, and what's going to happen to them in their old age.
I refute that, but you carry on. I don't think they think a bit deeper than me, but you carry on.
Clearly they do.
In your mind.
Well, I can bring you 7 people who just embraced Islam in the last 4 weeks because of what I've just said.
Great. I'm sure there are many.
That denied it. That have just gone to university, got educated through lectures and found out that evolution is real and basically
So say that again, say that again.
I'm saying I could bring you thousands of people that have left this stuff.
Alright. Do you think it's easier to leave Islam or join Islam?
I would say it's a lot harder to leave it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why is that hard?
Because you've got to question everything that the book's written and debunk it.
Alright, I chose Islam, you left Islam.
Yes.
Why was it harder for you than me?
Because just believing is a lot.
I didn't just believe. Why did you become a Muslim? Where are you from?
I was born a Muslim.
Where are you from?
I'm a Turk. I was born here. I was born a Turk. I didn't have a choice of do I join.
Ataturk did a number on your country, so don't blame you.
Oh, brother, I'm going to be straight with you. Ataturk did a number on a lot of people, and so did our pashas, yeah? But just because he did that does not really change.
That can result
brother,
in
I'm going to be straight with you. Just because he did what he did.
Yeah,
and England did a lot of things. The MI5.
You're born here or born Turkey?
I was born in Turkey.
All right, so let's just establish a few things. I'm an Englishman, and I'm born here.
Yeah.
Right. You're a Turkish man, born in Turkey. And how old are you when you left Islam?
17.
17?
Yes.
How old are you now?
47.
30 years, okay.
Yeah, whippersnapper.
I embraced Islam when I was 27. I'm 45 this year now, alhamdulillah. So right now...
Do you mind me asking you one thing now? I'm kind of anticipating that you went through a pretty shit part of your life and then you encountered Islam.
Okay.
Do correct me if I'm wrong.
All right. I'm not a Christian.
Allow me to rephrase a Christian.
I know exactly what
I'll explain as an atheist, as a Christian,
I'll explain it to you. No. I'll explain why I said that. When I speak to any Christian, and I ask them why they believe the Bible's reliable. Yeah. I ask them why they believe the Bible's reliable. They always talk about some. No. Listen. When I ask them why they believe the Bible is reliable, they always go to some testimony where they were having a hard time in their life and Jesus saved them. But honestly, all right. No, me, I'll explain something to you. Me, I embraced Islam when I was 27. Okay. Listen.
You mind me asking why?
I'm going to explain it to you. I embraced Islam when I was 27. We have to go there now, innit?
No, please.
I've done this conversation 3 times.
I'm kind of guessing.
He's going to use me. I'm waiting for. I want to be used. I'm going to get used.
All right. Oh, okay. So what you're saying now, your assumption is this: I embraced Islam because I was at a low ebb in my life, and I needed some kind of social cohesion to belong to.
A tribe,
I needed something to connect to. And so I chose that, and I embedded myself in the Muslim culture, and they fed me curry, and I loved it. Yeah.
Possible, a lot of people have.
Do you know how many people have that delusion?
I'll be honest with you, I've been in prison and I've seen that delusion carry on.
Okay.
Every day.
First thing, what you've just said now isn't delusion. I'll tell you why people in prison embrace Islam, yeah? Because...
to be part of the gang.
No.
I'm telling you.
Well, I said I'm going to tell you.
Oh, go on.
All right, thank you. See, when someone's in prison...
They're low, lonely.
Am I going to tell you or what?
Go for it.
It's not like Family Fortunes gets the top 5 answers. Let me explain to you. All right.
Normally they are right.
All right. When people are in prison, when you're in prison and all the distractions are away from you.
Like what? Women, drugs?
Yeah.
How many women do you get in prison?
Talking about daily, everywhere you go, openly. Well, in prison you could bring women to your cell and the guards that you bang.
I'm known a couple of prisoners that have enjoyed that.
I'm not interested in the one that is the exception that proves the rule.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all it is. All right. The point here is this: when you're in prison, you're going to look around you and think, my life ain't doing good for me here. Yeah, because the way you've lived your life, the guidance you've adopted, the surroundings you put yourself in, has put you in prison, right? So when someone's at their lowest ebb, they realise that their way of life isn't working for them, then other way of life become an option, because people become Christian in prison, obviously, as well. Okay?
Very rarely.
Right, but what happens, because the difference between Christianity and Islam offers you a way of life, that if you adopt it...
They offer you money in your account.
If you... are you trying to claim...
No, I'm telling you facts, my brother. I don't think you come somewhat realise that is how it's happening.
All right, let me boil this down to you. Right?
Yeah, please do.
When I embraced Islam, I've never been in prison in my life. I've never been in prison in my life.
Are you sure?
100%.
But I kind of remember you telling me on a previous post that you had.
Me? No. That's for someone else.
Me? Someone else, isn't it? All right.
Me? He was a bit of a hooligan.
I mean, unless there's another guy that's got a ginger thing.
Me? I've never been in prison, mate.
All right, go on, carry on.
I've never been addicted to drugs either.
Right.
And I've never been an alcoholic. I've never been a gambling addict.
Mate, you're now lying, because I now do remember that.
No, there's a difference between addiction, which means you're dependent on it, and I wasn't. I enjoyed it. It wasn't in prison. So there's a difference between gambling, isn't there, and being dependent on gambling that you have to go
through. There's also a difference to being self-delusional. You're telling me, did you spend a good percentage of your money on gambling?
No.
I'm much better at this than I am.
Well, not really. He's made so many false accusations. So many false assumptions.
He's holding his own.
Really? How can you hold your own? I'll tell you why you're not.
I'll tell you why I am.
All right.
I'll tell you why I am.
I'll tell you.
Because you know what? There's one thing that I love talking about.
I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Let's go back to your point.
I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Please do. I love being wrong.
See, you've got this assumption that the only people who become Muslim either in prison or have had a shit life, yeah?
Basically.
Okay. I'll say to you, that when I embraced Islam,
Yeah.
I was a mortgage advisor, I have my own finance company. Yeah, I had a girlfriend of 6.5 years and 2 beautiful daughters.
Beautiful.
No problems, mate.
Brilliant.
No problem. Islam cost me all of that.
Great.
Right. No, it's not great. It proves you're wrong, mate. First thing. So I was the opposite of what you said. I'm the
So
antithesis.
how did you lose something that had everything? You had these 2 kids, you had this big financial company.
Very simple. You're going to just.
No, let's hear the story of that.
Okay,
Well,
my
you just
girlfriend-
go Allahu Akbar and boom, it just
Okay,
left.
my girlfriend didn't want to be a Muslim, or my daughters to grow up as Muslims.
All right.
I didn't want to deal in interest anymore because I became Muslim, so my business went. My father was my business partner. I didn't want to deal in interest anymore. I was a mortgage advisor. Okay, I was the heartbeat of my company with my father as my partner. When I pulled out of the company, obviously I lost relations with my father.
And the interest. The money, yeah?
It wasn't about money. So anyway, my life doesn't revolve around material possessions, my friend. If that was the case, I would never become Muslim and hold on to my stuff, wouldn't I?
I'm
Right,
looking
anyway.
at you and you're pretty tagged up with your religion.
I like football casual design, that's me, innit? Everyone has a dress
You're just
sense.
making these claims that I'm looking, I'm going, well, it's a bit of a contradiction, but hey,
No. Why is that a contradiction?
my dear fellow, you just said, just moments ago,
Yeah.
that you're not really into all these
No,
damn
you looked at the material possessions I would have lost becoming a Muslim. You said all the interest you've lost. As if I cared about that.
But you just said that you did.
No, I didn't.
Because you became a Muslim.
I said I had to stop doing the business.
Brother, you're not really good at keeping your story. I mean, you are.
Which part of my story did I not
The
keep?
bit that you left religion, that you joined religion and lost your business because you weren't happy dealing with interest.
I didn't say that either.
No, you did.
I tell you why I didn't say that.
You
I
did.
said to you.
My brother, I can see by your beard that you're one of them.
I didn't say that.
Yes, I had one.
So here's the thing, you see, brother.
Good for you. Well done.
Listen. If you're going to quote me, quote what I say.
No, that's what.
No, I didn't.
No, you
Shall I
did.
say it again to you?
My brother, when you get home, you're going to go, oh my God, I did actually say that.
Shall,
But yeah,
well,
please.
shall I say it again because I did say
quote
it?
again.
Shall I say it again because I said it?
Go on.
Okay.
What's your name anyway?
Hamza.
Hamza. Hassan.
Hassan, how you doing?
Good.
Right. Here's what I said to you.
Please.
When I embraced Islam, because in Islam, one of the guidance from God Almighty is do not deal in.
You lost your children and you lost your business. I'm not taking the piss.
Let him alone.